and gentlemen, boys and girls, now it's time for British Wrestling Radio with your hosts, Dean Mitchell, Nixie Newman, and our very own Quebec Ice V, Vendetta. Join us in our chat room at www.britishwrestlingradio.co.uk. Phone in on 01223 911 822 and join us right now. Good evening everyone, welcome to a very special edition of British Wrestling Radio with your host and very much sunburnt to hell, Dino, and good evening Nixie.
Hi.
Yep, she's not busy. Stuck in the show!
He's responsible for ruining my work now. Every day I go in and get that in my head. Oh.
For those who don't know, Nixie works at Tesco. She works in the supermarket, and I found this thing on Lee Evans, and when he's standing there at a night shift going, stuck in the shelves! And that's what she does, and ever since then she's had this in your head. Haven't you, poor little girl?
Yeah, I also do pull the big massive cages even though I'm a midget, but I can still do it.
So yeah. How are you feeling now? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm actually back in the world now. This time last week I was just sort of out of it. I don't remember. The show started at 11. The first time I looked at the clock it was 12. That was when I Facebooked and said I got sunstroke. And I was just somewhere else. My head was making up all kinds of illusions. It was ridiculous. I'm alright now though. I'll just wear a hat next time. It's very, very hot.
Oh dear. Stocko says Nixie had Barbie collection and Nate AIDS last week. Yeah. Straight off, I want to say congratulations to the 30-minute pipe bomb for their big announcement they did on Facebook yesterday and today. They've got their own radio show, London Community Radio, on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 9 till 10. Tune in. We'll put the link up on his page. I'm sure they will as well. But from everybody at British Wrestling Radio, guys, congratulations. You deserve everything you're going. Get in there. You've done really, really well, boys and girls. You deserve it. Keep yourself up to keep going. We're waiting for Mr. Manson to ring in. I told him about 11:05 to do it, so any minute now he should be ringing. So it's a bit of a thing, but how's your week, apart from being sunburnt to hell and sunstroke, how you been then, Nixie, alright?
Yeah, I'm stacking the shelves everywhere, so yeah. Yeah, we're good. Right.
Well, I've got a confession to make to everybody now. I've got to admit, I've got a confession. The photograph I took, I said, I told you I would have a photograph took with these. And I did. I have my photograph taken with the British Bulldog complete box set. But I never said to anybody that I wasn't buying them. I've had my photograph took with them. I had them in my hands, but I don't own them because I've got to pay for the money. But when it comes in August, they will be mine. I will have the British Bulldog collection in my collection when next time I come. I am having that now. So if you ever was fooled by the photograph, sorry. But they're there, 37 discs worth, and I'm having a lot. So that's going to be different. But and yes, that was a Rey Mysterio mask I had on because of my brother-in-law bought me. My brother-in-law bought me a present back from his holiday in Lanzarote. Some people get beer, I get a wrestling mask. No, Vince Russo, wash your mouth out. Oh dear, no. No.
You best hope they have them Bulldog DVDs in stock come August, otherwise you're going to be very upset.
Well, I've told him I'm having one. I says if you just bring one to the shows, bring it because that's the one I'm having. Yeah, oh God, we're losing people. Oh, well. Where is everyone tonight? It's not usual crowds not in, but I'm sure they'll come back.
Bloody palace.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in America and stuff like that, it's crazy. And this is him now.
Oh.
Hello, Mr. Manson.
Hello, how the hell are you, you idiot? You bloody idiots.
Sure.
Up at this time of night talking about the worst thing in the world, wrestling. You people make me sick. You people make me sick. But in a nice way, in a nice way. It's like I enjoy being sick, so it works out well.
Oh dear, it's very nice for you to ring in, and thank you very much for this. It's very much appreciated.
No problems. It's always nice to spout my right-wing propaganda on the radio, be it internet or otherwise.
This is the man who is unbeaten in the world of Southside wrestling.
That is true. That is true, except for my crippling depression, which beats me to the ground every day. But in terms of actual wrestling, yes, I'm unbeaten. I make Joe Connor's life a nightmare in that place. Poor Joe. Yeah, the sad thing is he's actually a hell of a wrestler, yet every single night he ends up having to deal with me. Oh well, Joe, we're just paired together for the rest of our lives. That's just booking for you. What can you do?
I mean, I can come to the last few events, I think, and just watching you guys with the Predators, it's been the best thing I've seen in years. It's been honest, really, really cool. I
will say one thing: Predators, possibly best tag team in the country. Very possible. I don't know. I'm feeding the horse. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The Predators, they could be up there. I like Project Ego as well, but except for Chris Travis, he's one of the worst people in the world. That's true. That's true. He knows he is. He knows he is. He should probably be shot at some point soon. If only we lived in LA, he'd probably be shot by now.
One member of the Pipe Bombers just said in our chat room, Disco Madness is the best tag team ever.
So I wouldn't go that far. I'd rate it about 5th in the world after possibly Eric Cantona and Dennis Bergkamp if they ever formed a tag team. That would be a hell of a tag team right there. One could do karate kicks, one could just stamp on people. That's right, Bergkamp. We haven't forgotten you used to stamp on people. Damn rich people. Oh, God.
So, are you busy this weekend, sir? Any shows you're doing again this weekend?
Yes, tomorrow night, as Mr. Pipe Bomb there in the chat room will well know, they're always a great noise making at Preston City Wrestling tomorrow night. It's possibly the most degrading match in the history of wrestling. It's me and Sam Bailey, Disco Madness, against Dave Rain and Mikey Whiplash in the first ever all-male bra and panties match.
Really?
Yes, I know. I heard a sigh of despair there escaping your lips. What do you think it's like for me? This is the lowest of the low. You know what I mean?
I think it's a bloody good idea.
Well, I think you're incredibly wrong then. You're at least a misguided fool in love, like the rest of us. It's a disturbing idea, to say the least, and I think this is the death knell for Flutter and his booking. I think this is the end. I imagine people will walk out in disgust, and Flutter will run on home with his new tribal tattoo crying. That's what I think is going to happen.
And that's the Guild Wars card, isn't it?
That is Guild Wars. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're actually starting some kind of war against the Guild. I'm not au fait with the what this Guild is all about. Some kind of thieves guild, or maybe something to do with Harry Potter. I really don't even know anymore.
Well, somebody in our chat room just said the only thing that could be worse than that is an all-male lingerie pillow fight.
Yeah, but see, there's a very good chance it will actually end up being that. Also, if I'm in one of those moods where I feel like doing loads of stuff, then there's a chance the match will go on forever, thus depriving the fans of seeing some actual talented people like Ligero, etc. on that show. So my apologies in advance to Ligero for ruining his match by getting cut short to 3 minutes, because I'd have had to go about 50. Sorry, Ligero.
Oh, amazing! Absolutely amazing.
It could be either fantastic or absolutely terrible. But either way, I'm quite looking forward to seeing how this madness turns out.
How was it? How did you feel tagging with Doug Williams last weekend? Was it good? Did you enjoy it?
God, it was great fun. Poor old Doug. You know what I mean? The guy travels the world, represents the style of British wrestling in Japan, represents us in TNA, all this sort of thing. Comes to Southside, ends up getting stuck in with me. Not only does he get stuck in with me, he takes the heat. Oh, Doug on Luxembourg. Oh, well, such is life, you know what I mean? Oh, feed that horse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
oh, Doug. Yeah, most definitely. Now, Doug just Doug is just ridiculously good at what he does. Let's be perfectly honest. He puts the rest of us in the shade. I'm not talking about with an actual umbrella and shade. I'm talking about his actual wealth of skills.
Yeah. So
he is the man.
Well, one of our guys asked us earlier on in the week, where was the character Madman Manson born?
Probably in a Ford Transit. That's where most ideas I've ever had in my life have gotten born. In general, what I say to people, like, for example, tomorrow I have a training seminar for PCW between 12 and 3 in Preston. Oh yes, cheap plug for Mr. Flutter. And one of the things I concentrate on, obviously, is getting people to develop a character. And the most successful characters are find something about yourself which is strange or different and multiply it by about a fucking million. Then you get an actual character. For example, the rock star Spud. Spud, in real life, is quite a decent guy. He's actually alright. However, he has this side to his personality which is an absolute dickhead. He has harnessed that tiny side of his personality and turned it into the Rockstar Spud, becoming, in my book, the best character worker in Europe. That is the example of how to develop your gimmick. Find something that's special, find a way to develop it into a wrestling character, and then find a way to tell that story in the 10 seconds of your entrance. That's the key to developing a successful wrestling character. Right there, in a nutshell, for free, so no one has to come to my training seminar tomorrow. Oh well, I've talked myself out of some money once again.
Well, I mean, every time I've been and seen you guys wrestle, it's always like, I see you, when you do it, you take, as soon as the match, all the main event's over, you're out, you're taking apart the ring, you're doing all this, and to be honest, Joe, I still think you're one of the hardest working guys in the British scene at this moment. I really think so.
I think that accolade most definitely goes to El Ligero in terms of hardest working, most dedicated, most just love for this job. Ligero, Sticks, those two guys, there's no one who is more in love with this job. For me, I'm not in love with this job. I just do it for cold hard cash. But those two guys have ridiculous passion, and they're the guys who suffer when you have these shit arses who go on shows, work for free, screw the rest of us, work for X's. They screw us, and they screw people like Ligero and Sticks who actually work incredibly hard. And that's why I get pissed off sometimes with these guys who have had maybe one training session in their lives, bought themselves a ring, put on a show, no insurance, no rubbish. They screw the good guys over. That's my opinions on that sort of business.
Yeah. So there is that side of the British scene that raises its ugly head.
Unquestionably, and it sounds perhaps somewhat hypocritical for me because I work for these people. I work with these people. I often supply the ring for these people, which is a strange contrast for me because, for example, T-Bone, he is the hardest working ring man in this country. He provides the best ring. He's on the go 7 days a week. For that, next week, he has 6 ring jobs just next week. This is a guy who never sleeps. All he does is drive this van, set up the ring, does a match, takes it down. Now, he and I do ring jobs all over the country for some of the worst and the best promotions. So we get to see everything from Brian Dixon's All-Star, which is the best, unquestionably, down to some of the other places we work, which I won't mention names because I enjoy their hundreds of pounds. But it would be nicer if we could have more promotions, the likes of PCW, the likes of Ben Ald's Southside promotion, and many others which are also excellent. Like DPW was an excellent promotion for Leeds, but sadly it died minutes after giving me a title, which was a big mistake there, Toga.
You still got the belt?
No, I gave it back. I was thinking about melting it down and turning it into some kind of pendant, but I brought it to the pawn shop and I said it was only worth £5. So, you know, thanks anyway, Toga. You son of a bean. Oh, God. The bean himself. Bean blower. You know.
I found a photograph of you a few days ago, and it's, I don't know if it's true. I mean, it was you with a certain Sheamus and Wade Barrett and Drew McIntyre.
Yes, that sounds about right. I believe somewhere on YouTube or somewhere there's actually a match. It's me and Sheamus in a tag against Drew Galloway, who at the time now Drew McIntyre, and Stu Sanders, who's now Wade Barrett. And it's funny because all three of those guys have gone on to hold the gold in the WWF, which is the top promotion of the world. best money, and I am still in the exact same position I was there. So I think it speaks volumes about my lack of talent that all three of those men went on to the moon, and I remained here safely on planet Earth. You know, that's just life. That's just life.
Was it apparent there and then that these three guys might just go on to bigger things when you did it with the Irish whip wrestling?
The minute I met Drew Galloway, I thought he was going to go all the way. The absolute minute. I was the first person to work with him in Irish Whip work a TV match. We had it was our first ever TV feud because Irish Whip had a really successful TV run for a while, which was excellent. Yeah. We were all very, very green at the time. It was definitely a learning experience for us. It was something we weren't ready for, but we got the opportunity thanks to Irish Whip Wrestling's hard work. We got the opportunity, we seized on it, and myself and Drew Galloway had our first ever TV feud. He's obviously gone on to feuds with guys like Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan and stuff nowadays, but his first one was with me, so I'll always owe him something. I'm not sure what, possibly a kick in the face, I don't know what. But yes, minute I met Drew, I knew he was on to big things. Stu Sanders, he's massive, look at him, he's a huge dude, and Sheamus is just unique in every way. Sheamus is just ridiculously driven, ridiculously focused, and he deserves every bit of success he's gotten. Simple as that.
Oh, it's great to hear. Do you keep in contact with any of the guys now?
No, not so much. I think last time Sheamus was in Ireland, he sent a text out to a couple of us saying to come out for a drink. I think Vic Viper went out, but at that stage I was over here doing shows. So we kind of run in different worlds, if you know what I mean. They wouldn't understand that tomorrow morning I get up at 6 so I can pick some people up, bring them up to press and do a ring job and stuff. That's not in their world. Their world is he's getting up at 6 in the morning to catch a plane to some crazy place to wrestle in front of 80,000 people. It really is a completely different world that we live in. I'd love to see him again at some point down the line and have a chat with him about old times, but we don't stay in contact anymore.
So tomorrow morning you've got this academy thing and you're doing this training seminar with T-Bone, I believe.
Yes, that's right. It's quite an interesting pairing because in the ring we're extremely different. Outside the ring we're extremely different, yet somehow we're best friends. We also live in the same house. In fact, right this second, I'm speaking to you from his bedroom. That's true. He's off doing a show somewhere or other tonight. But I'm speaking to you from his actual bedroom because it's the room with the best reception in the house. So if you're listening to this at some point down the line, Don, I apologise for the mess on your bed. And that is what it sounds like, by the way. So there you go. Don't drink and drive, folks.
Oh, it's amazing. We've got in all the interviews you've done with people on YouTube and the pipe bomb interviews you did. I've got a message from Auntie says, where is him and Stocko's t-shirts? Because they gave me a pipe bomb t-shirt and they're still waiting for theirs.
I owe Mr. Mick Stocko an XXL t-shirt. It will be at the show tomorrow. I will throw it in his face and say never talk to me again for the rest of your life. I know 3rd Minute Pipe Bomb are excellent guys. I like what they do. I appreciate that they take the same interest in wrestling I do. They think it's just ridiculous, yet they still enjoy it for no apparent reason. They don't take it too seriously. They're good guys. I recommend them as house cleaners to anyone. You know what I mean? Live the dream, buy a 19. That's what they say, folks.
Oh dear. I've got a question asking if I want to get wrestlers on. What would be your dream match? Who would you like to be in your side? Your dream match if you had the chance.
My dream match is always the same, always has been for a long while. Me and 4 of my friends in a 5-a-side football match against some children from the town of Perranport as a repeat of last summer's incredible match. Me and Big Bad Dave Mastiff centre-backs. This is actually a true match that happened. Brandon Thomas, that you may know from old FWA days, he's also very active around the Midlands, centre midfield. Jim Hunter of the tag team Lee and Jim Hunter, the Hunters, up front alongside the ever-working, hard-working T-Bone, Mikey Whiplash and goal. This is an actual football team we put together during the camps last year, and we took on every single child in Perranport. Every team came to take us out. We killed every one of them. In T-Bone's case, he actually killed several children. Just by knocking them over, they survived later on. Possibly, I don't know if they did. Maybe they did. Who knows? But that is my dream match. Football, not wrestling. And you heard it here first, folks. BritishWrestlingRadio.com. It's the exclusive, the end-all exclusive football #winning something else. I don't know. Am I doing the internet right? /Ligero.musk. Yeah.
I mean, I know. I think it's one of